Hey, welcome back to a very new vlog. But if you're new here, my name's Katja and on this channel I talk mostly about K-pop, language studies, books, mangas, basically all things that I love in life. And for this week's vlog, we are of course gonna talk about Sserafim and their comeback Crazy. That will be however on Friday, and today it's Tuesday. Yes, I started the vlog on Tuesday because yesterday I had a lot of editing things to do, which is all good and fine because it had some great results that I might want to talk about later. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Anyway, actually, it's a great thing that I started this vlog today because a music video teaser, the first one, will be released today. Wow, that was a lot of thought process behind it. And the reason is because Sserafim is dropping so many things. However, I do love the promotions of this album because they are using constantly the same kind of music, so it's very recognizable nowadays. But the content itself is a lot, and honestly, I love that for the girls. This comeback is gonna be crazy. Oh, I love it. Anyway, until Friday, of course, we have today and tomorrow the teasers, but also I want to work on my PC collection because I haven't been keeping up with everything. And that includes first Stray Kids and Hypen, only Jay from Hypen. I'm not a solo stan, well kinda, but not like a toxic solo stan. I just really like Jay as an artist, so I follow his work a lot. And also Kepler, and I might want to make some changes in how I collect a part of Kepler. We'll have to talk about it later. So let's get on with this vlog. Welcome to Wednesday evening. All the teasers have dropped, and I have to say, I can't figure out how this music video is gonna look. In the past, I somehow knew what was gonna go on and what was gonna happen, but this time around I am confused in all the best ways possible. I love, for example, this shot. It looks so good with all the girls looking and everyone in a different style. For example, the second teaser also makes me super curious about how Crazy is gonna sound. With Easy, again, I had a feeling which route that they were gonna go, but with Crazy, it's really crazy, y'all. We don't know what's gonna happen. I love the styling and the promotions. I want to give so many kudos to the marketing team and the social media planning of this all because it has been next level. Hey, so it's actually Monday, not Thursday, because on Thursday I had to rebrand and relaunch of my blog. It's also nowadays in English, so if you want to read some content, you can. I post there over on my travels, my dreams that I want to make happen, or already did make happen, my bucket list, my language studies, manga, also a lot of bookish content. So it's honestly a blast over there. Oh, and also K-pop. A lot of stuff like that, like reviews, unboxing, basically all the things that I love, but then in the written form. And that day really made me think because I just didn't do the rebrand and the relaunch just because of fun. Yeah, it is a lot of fun, but there's a little bit more to it. And that all had to do with the clip before this one. Because I got a new password and a new driver license. Because I changed my last name. It has been a dream for the past 20 years of mine to change my last name because I am estranged from my family. So it never felt right to carry on a legacy that never felt my own. And today, uh, it feels like a weight is lifted off my shoulders because it's finally passport official. In the week, like that crazy week I was talking about in the last vlog, where a lot of bad things happened but also a lot of fun things. It was a really weird week. One of the things that was really good, of course, was that I got the news that my name has changed officially in the registry part of the ministry, stuff like that. And I was waiting for that, so I'm super happy. I have known actually that my name was accepted since March, but it takes a very long process to get to this point. And the whole process in it all took me over a year, which has been a lot, but I'm so happy that the day has finally come that I can hold onto a passport with my own name onto it. A legacy that I created on my own, and I'm gonna build further on it. So yeah, that was a lot. And on Thursday I was like, it doesn't feel right to vlog right now because I was so occupied with so many things and I didn't want it to look stressed on camera. So that's why I did what I did. And honestly, it couldn't have been more perfect with an album like Crazy from the Sserafim, because those songs are about owning up to who you are, and what better way to do it like this, right? So of course, on my way towards the office where I had to go, and on my way back, I listened to Crazy. Weirdly enough, from my house to that building and back, well, actually, so just the single route is exactly that album linked. So I was like, how is it possible that I'm exactly in the car for the exact same length as that album? Like, is this meant to be? Oh, I am so happy and relieved. And don't get me wrong, there's still some paperwork left, but the worst is behind me. You know, I need to send over some documents, like for example to my bank, to have access to my money again. No, I do still have access. I won't have access the next few days to it. But some stuff like that, I have to fill in some paperwork, but it's really easy from this point onwards because I have all the legal documents as of right now. On Saturday I also got my new birth certificate because yeah, that also changed. And what more? So many things. It's all good stuff, but then again, you can imagine that I was a little bit stressy. I don't know, I wasn't completely stressed, it was just a lot of things were running through my mind. However, I have been enjoying the Sserafim album so much, but then again, it all has to do with where I am at the point in my life. It's exactly there. So I love when the music and your vibe just matches. I got behind my computer, so let's give my first thoughts on the album. And I have to say, there has never been an album that is so much well-rounded in their discography than Crazy. It is a story of these 5 girls with very specific things that they say, but nevertheless they made it a very universal voice that even if you weren't in that specific situation like they are, you still are connecting with it. And I think that's very interesting. So if we look at the songs, the intro, however, there are some very specific things in there. But I love how they stepped up their game. It's still their own voice, but it has just that added layer, which I think is so interesting that they did. The intro song, okay, so this is the only complaint I have. The intro is longer than all the actual songs. And I love a good 3-minute song, and all of those are less than 3 minutes, so I wish the songs were a little bit longer. However, they are all high energy, so I think to perform on them, it feels long. Oh my. Okay, so Chasing the Lightning, I love how specific they got into certain things, especially after the Coachella hate train. No one deserved this, and I've talked about this multiple times in other vlogs, so I won't go into it too deep. But that hate was never deserved. Never. I mean, hate in general is not deserved. Not in this way. Like, you can critique something, but how it was presented to these girls was in a very horrible way. We can probably all agree on that. If not, well, I will disagree with you. Anyway, so I love that they got into depth into what was going on, what were people saying on that track, and I think that's also important. Also, I think it's quite interesting because we already knew that this album was gonna be called Crazy. But how many of the things were changed after the Coachella hate train? I am wondering that so much, and to be honest, I've never been more happy for them that they came out with an album like this after the hate they have been through, because this album is so good. But also just the title itself, I love that this is your title, and just rub it in people's faces, you know. Oh, maybe it's just me, I don't know. Anyway, Chasing the Lightning, I really love that for the girls. Then we go to Crazy, the title track. I have so many things to say about the music video. First up, I love the voguing. I love the ballroom scene, the iconic house of Juice Couture. I love that. But I was also thinking about the girls. And the thing is, guys, do you know how hard it is to come from an album like Easy, where there's a lot of flow and movements in the body that has to flow and has to make well-rounded moves. And then you go to an album like Crazy, where they are voguing and doing ballroom scene. Do you know how hard that is? It's like opposite ends of the spectrum almost. Because you know what? With Easy, if someone messes up a little bit or is a little bit off the beat, you don't notice it as fast. But with voguing and ballroom scene, you will notice it immediately because the lines of your body are very straight lines. I think it's amazing how the team and the Sserafim were like, okay, we're gonna do this next, because that must have been a lot. But I absolutely love it. I loved the dances. I loved how they were part of the choreography, how they were part of the music video. It's so much fun. And Crazy itself, first I was like, what is going on? And I will go more into depth into the music video later, because I have so many thoughts and I love every single detail. But let's just talk about the songs as of right now. I was blown away by the fact that everyone is rapping. What is going on? But it was perfect. It was amazing. And there is some repetition going on in Crazy. However, I think it fits the beats, and I think it fits the song itself so incredibly well, because it makes a stance, and I love the message that it gives off. And by everyone rapping, I think it makes it such a whole kind of song. This is definitely one of their best title tracks. Let's go to the next song, because I've been talking already for way too long, and that's a song I don't know how to pronounce. Birds? Yeah, let's go with that. I love Jin opera style. That's also why I think this album is such a whole. The guys, the team, the producers, they are finally actually utilizing the voices of the members. Normally they put the girls in too high of a key, which is so weird because funny enough, all the 5 girls are actually in a lower key. Except, well, no, I believe when Jin sings opera, she's still in a lower key. But it's so freaking good, and it really adds on to Crazy, the message again. And I love that 8100 Hot and Fun, the next song, is putting even more fun and craziness into the song, and maybe goes a little bit away of the message, which I personally think is really important to do, because you gotta love a good fun song where you can dance and party on. Then we go to Crazier. I have seen some people say on the internet that they wish that Crazier was an experimental song because it's crazier than crazy. But I'm really happy that it isn't, because the message of this song is truly to go into depth, and I think the smaller feelings and sometimes put it in a ballad makes actually more sense than to go all out. And also we know that the girls, they always put something like a ballad on their album, and since this is also produced by Jin, I think it's actually way more special to do it this way. And the girls are always experimenting. Like I just said with the music video, with the dance styles, they already went all out. And I think that Crazier ties the whole album all together. It's their next kind of feelings. It's opening up to a next chapter in their musical lives. Even though this album just dropped, you just know that they are ready to take on the next step. And I just absolutely love that about this album. So these are just my first thoughts. I will go into depth later in this vlog, but as of right now, I've talked enough, so on to the next scene. These are the mangas I hope to read this week. First up, My Happy Marriage Volume 3 and The Apothecary Diaries, also funny enough, Volume 3. Today is the day that the girls are gonna get separated. Sserafim will stay in here, but Bahi and Blackpink is moving out. So where am I with collecting? Whoops. Bahi, I'm only missing one more PC of the PCs that I wanted, because the Magic Hour era was extremely big. So I just want to have one more PC and then I'm completely fine. I'm also currently in the process of buying 3 PCs of their latest release, Kept Going On. Was that the Korean version or the Japanese version? Anyway, the latest. That was the last OT9 era. So I'm in that process, and from that era there's also one more PC that I want, and then I can close that chapter. I think I'm still gonna collect Behi in the future, but I don't know how, and I might also want to collect Shouting. I've been thinking about her a lot. Actually, already when I started collecting Behi, but I was like, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I might. And then we go to Blackpink. They are also moving out of this binder, and there are just 2 PCs I'm missing. One from Jenny and one from Lisa, both from the Born Pink era. But they will get their new binder. That will be this one. And then by he, I'm not entirely sure. I think she is gonna move in with Blackpink for the time being. And then I think I will also set up a binder for my solo people that I stand. For example, Jay. But yeah, the thing is, Stray Kids is also getting really big. So I think I want to keep it all together in one binder, and then maybe Bahi is gonna be in the same binder with J and BTS. since I don't collect that much BTS PCs. I just keep what I get. Anyway, when it comes down to Bangchan, I'm missing one PC from the Rockstar era and quite a lot from their latest release that was called... oh shoot. Oh, the Chick Chick Boom era. Anyway. Why? Oh, 8! Why did it slip my mind? Anyway, I put luckily Jenny in there, so I already have one PC of that era, and that's basically it. Ooh, and then when it comes to Jay, I'm actually really behind Jay from Enhypen. So let's have a look. Oh my gosh, my Stray Kids collection is actually quite big. Oh, here we go. So it already starts with the orange era. Yes, so there are 2 PCs of Jay missing, but for some reason Jay is super hard to collect, or in general Enhypen is so hard to collect in Europe. I have the feeling they are way more well known in America, because every time when I do see PCs of him for sale, those are American ones. And then we have BTS. But yeah, not much is going on with those collections at the moment, which makes sense, of course. So, I have some work to do when it comes to the binders, especially with Sserafim. There are a lot of PCs that I want to put in here, but first move the other 2 groups out and then we'll see. But I think I'm gonna do that in the next vlog because I've been babbling so much in this vlog, and I also want to talk, of course, about Sserafim and everything. So let's save it for the next vlog, okay? Yes, let's do that. Forget what I said in the last clip, because the thing is, I basically wrote a mini essay about Sserafim, their latest album, and yeah. I could do another sit-down part in this video, but it's already long enough as it is, so please enjoy watching me being busy with my binders while I talk about the album, and it's a long one. Like I said, it is a whole freaking essay, so let's go through it as fast as I possibly can because I have a lot to say about it, even though it's just a mini album, but it's so freaking good. Chasing Lightning. Let's start with the intro. That is another strong catwalk sounds. Like, seriously guys, how are they keep on doing this? Every time I think their intro song can be more meaningful with their next comeback, they smash that record I keep in my head like it's nothing. In the intro, the 5 of them are sharing thoughts about things they are into, stuff that they are crazy about, with the message, listen to your own heart and change this moment. Unlike the intro tracks from previous albums, they switched things up here by opening with an everyday conversation. When the first part of the song passes, the second part begins, and it is the flip side of what they said at first. It feels like the girls are talking to each other and encouraging each other to do the things they love to do, despite the hate that they receive from the public. This track is about throwing yourself into the emotions of the moment, even if you don't know how it will end. It conveys a message that even if you can't change your environment, like the weather, you should listen to your heart and try to change the here and now. The instrumental would be perfect for a club, and I think the high-level energy goes well with the lyrics. It's refreshing, and the techno-style music and sensual hook makes a strong impression. Then next up is Crazy, and I made a music video part and also a song part. However, when I'm talking about the song, I'm also referencing back to the music video just because, well, you will hear it if I get there to that point. So let's start with the music video. That is all about girlhood. 5 different people, but they decide that they're still girly girls. The crazy core relies on rebellion and freedom, but also their desire to fulfill their potential, how they see fit. In order to reach that goal, the girls challenge themselves every day. They put themselves on trial like Galileo. Because only by questioning the norm, you can find your own truth. This is the type of crazy Sserafim reference to in their song, and I absolutely love how such a catchy song is about so much more than just what you hear at first listen. In the music video, Galileo is holding an antenna. But why, you might ask? Well, that is actually to make it a point that both Galileo and the Femmies are chasing lightning, just like they said in the intro song. That is about following your ambition, believing in your freedom of ideas, and expressing your truth, no matter what others think. You can even see it back in the style of dancing they choose to do for this era, voguing, a style that was formed from the ballroom scene, which is an American underground culture rooted in Black and Latino LGBTQ plus history. It made me incredibly happy that the iconic house of Juice Couture were the dancers in the music video. This dance crew made the ballroom scene for what it is nowadays. The style is known for its sharp, linear movements, which is so different from what the Femmies did in their last comeback with Easy. Now let's talk a little bit more about the song. The first thing I thought when listening to the song, they are all rapping. It fits the song so well because it wants to sound laid back. Well, it's such a high energy production by blending EDM based house music with, again, the urban style rap. The unique lyrics and attractive chord patterns make it so fun to listen to. There are so many great lines in the song, but I think the lines that refer back to themselves the most are my favorites. And for example, Sakura with her "I'm an otaku bestie," I just adore it. Be unapologetic yourself and live life according to your own rules. In the lyrics, they talk about giving the sun a kiss even though they know they can get blinded by doing so, meaning they are not stopped by limitations others impose on them. Why? Because they broke free from their own minds. And I adore the way they showed that when it comes down to the music video and the intro video. The goldfish plays a major role because this is just one fish. I think it conveys the message of if a goldfish is kept in a small bowl, it will stay small. But if the fish is given more space to grow, then it will be able to thrive and become bigger than ever before. Of course, this suggests a problem of the mind. That's why I think it's so creative that a goldfish actually breaks free from Ginger in her head. When that happens, the whole room turns into an ocean, aka all the room to grow now. The intro video ended with Chaewon turning into a goldfish, while the crazy music video starts with the whale shark in the back. The whale shark is the largest fish in the entire world. Crazy is basically a fun song with a very cool and interesting concept, but at the same time, the hidden message is even bigger. If you want to become the fish, you must allow the little fish to break free and grow. Next song, the famous character from the Italian comedy Dell'arte was portrayed by the composer A. Schoenberg as the moonstruck and fantastic clown who symbolizes the putting on of a mask to hide one's true feelings or opinions. The hip hop style song samples Kim Wansung's Spirits Smiles at Us. There are elements of the original song throughout the intro melody and theme, starting with "I'd rather have a smiling parrot." The lyrics express respect and support for multiple senior artists. It's a message to people living in the same era that instead of worrying about the same old routine, the distant future, and things that won't happen, let's go crazy together. The song gets even more powerful with Jinjin operatic voice. I love how they touch back on hip hop from their easy era, but found a way in which the music sounds amazing and so complete on the Crazy album as well. As a rock and roll girly, I absolutely love the next song. 1-800 Hot and Fun, the catchy guitar riff, hip hop sound, and a personal touch from the girls in the lyrics. Where the heck is Saki? Well, Saki is the nickname for Sakura, and you can even tell in the choreo it's the case because, well, Sakura is the only one who poses when the girls sing that line. This track showcases that the Femi's attitude of having fun with whatever they are doing. I love that there's always one rock song on their album. I personally think the sound fits the girls very well, not just because of the sound, but also the fun they always seem to have on stage when they sing a rock song. Then we go to, well, it's called Crazier in English, but I prefer it when the Korean title is translated to English. And then it would say, the reason I can't go crazy. I love that so much better. The first 4 songs each have their own take on crazy, but the last track, let's call it Crazier for now, is about absence of crazy. Junjun is the main producer on this song, and I love that queen. And she herself explains that the message of this song is that youthful life can be beautiful, even if it's lacking in crazy, which we wanted to convey with sincerity and empathy. Having this as the last track on the album is like us posing a question to you. What does crazy mean to you? This must be their strongest ballad till date. You can tell how much Junjin has grown as a producer with even vocal guiding the girls. This song is the perfect ending for this mini album. With that said, I truly believe that Crazy is a masterpiece. Not only by how much the film has grown, but also the theme. Because never before have both parties put out an album that is so cohesive while still exploring genres, but nevertheless it conveys the typical Le Sserafim sound and message. The girls have gone through a massive vocal growth. At the same time, I like how they are still looking for what they can do more. For example, when they all rap on the Crazy track. And then the visuals are, whoa, absolutely. The lore, the girls' thoughts, and the dance style that suits this era the best. Everything comes together in this album with just a single word. Crazy. So, well, that was that. A lot of talking, but I hope to see you next time. Bye!